The U.S. Postal Service managed to keep the Manasota distribution center open last year despite a whirlwind of financial problems, but no such luck this year. As SNN local news reporter Amber Stidham explains, the closure affects not only employees but also customers.
After a year-long study, the USPS decided to close the doors of the Manasota Distribution Center and instead consolidate everything into the Fort Myers location. And now some are worried about what that means for mail here locally.
Consolidation for the Manasota plant had been approved that we will be consolidated into the Fort Myers facility. And that means basically shutting the plant down.
Employees at the Manasota United States Postal Service plant were notified late Friday afternoon. The distribution center that had been up and running since 1989 would be shutting down. USPS conducted a study of some of their mail processing operations, taking about 1 year, finding it would be more cost-effective to consolidate the Manasota plant with the one in Fort Myers. Although more than 300 employees work at the Manasota Center, USPS says they won't have to worry about layoffs.
And the great news is that we're able to do that without layoffs. In the last 2 years, we were able to reduce our employee count by approximately 60,000 career employees. And again, employees are not laid off. They are offered other positions within the Postal Service.
But American Postal Workers Union President Glenn Hayes is concerned about more than his job. To ship something overnight locally means taking a trip from Sarasota to Tampa to Fort Myers and then back to Sarasota.
So you got 50 miles to Tampa, 129 miles to Fort Myers, and then 80 miles back here for delivery. So how are they going to maintain overnight standards by doing that is beyond me.
USPS ended the 2012 fiscal year with a record net loss of $15.9 billion. And now the employees are just waiting for what's next.
They're asking a lot of questions. We're not getting a whole lot of answers, but eventually, everything will be laid out and we will find out where we're going to go.
USPS has consolidated over 70 locations across the nation. Right now, all of the employees are still located here at the Manasota location, but they are being told that the doors will close by February 2014. Reporting in Manatee County, I'm Amber Stidham, SNN Local News.
First-class mail revenue peaked in 2007 but has dropped by more than $1 billion ever since. Last year, the U.S. Postal Service reported a record net loss of $15.9 billion.